Hey, welcome to Guitar Knobs, the guitars, gear, noise, and nonsense podcast, hosted today by these knobs.
Tony Dudzik, Pick Guardian.
Jared Brandon.
Okay.
I like that pause.
Yeah, he was trying to think. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing. Where am I? What's the thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
How did
In
you
the
know?
studio.
How did you
It's
know?
Jared,
Jared,
in the
Jared
studio.
in the studio.
I'm here. I floated
Jared.
all the way up from Tennessee today. It was rain the whole way.
It's crazy. Hey, everybody, it's me, Todd Novak. Welcome to the Guitar Knobs podcast. We're thrilled to death. You are listening to our podcast.
That's right.
6 years strong.
6 years and growing.
Holy macaroni! And
That's
you
right.
and
What's that in human years?
6 years actually.
6 years.
It's odd. They line up perfectly with
50
each other.
dog years?
And largely as a result of the support we get. And speaking of that support, who do we have on the line right now?
My name is Adam Johnson, Grand Poohbah.
Indeed.
Poohbah!
Yes.
Do you have a fez upon your head?
Unfortunately, I don't. My son stole it and will not let me get it back.
That's okay. As
That's
long as he's
completely
running around the
acceptable.
playground with it, that's fine.
Yeah, that's right.
He wears that thing every day. Loves it.
Yeah. He's in the playground. Somebody tries to take it. And he's like, "Listen, Sully, I'll stab you deep and frequent. Get away from my fez."
Listening to the guitar knobs right now.
I don't know where that came
I just got a picture in my head.
It wasn't
Very
that
nice.
funny. I'm sorry.
Well, Jared is
I'm
not
easily
amused.
I am, though. That's,
Todd
that's
is.
lucky for
That's
me.
the problem.
And me too. I'm usually
All
pretty
right.
easily amused.
So, Adam, thank you so much for joining us. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, as a Grand Poohbah, he is not actually poisoned by the orange food or the mysterious orange liquid floating in the jacuzzi at the top of the penthouse suite. And so you should join him up there. This is essentially what we're saying.
Yeah.
Adam, before we go any further, where can people see what you're doing in your guitar world? If you'd like to share that on Instagram.
Yeah, no problem. Instagram handle would be Foster Doom. Nothing really too updated on it, but I plan on starting adding a few more things.
Good. Add them. All right. Well, we mentioned that he's a Poohbah. And Tony, would you mind just kind of briefly sharing what that means to those that may not know?
he gets all the stuff and more.
Without the full sales pitch.
Okay,
but,
without the full sales pitch. Well, he helps make this show possible.
That is true.
He is a sponsor, a patron.
A patron on
Of
Patreon.
the arts.
At the highest
At the-
level that we have.
So far.
Yeah, so far. Yes. I don't know. Maybe do we need to have a suite in Dubai that
Well, we might.
Yes, the prince's suite.
Yes.
Anyways,
But no, it's folks like him and even our other executive producers
Absolutely.
that really
Everybody.
help offset
Keep the
the
power
expenses
And-
of doing a podcast.
Yes.
This isn't free, folks.
Well, it is to them.
Well, to you it is,
Yes.
but not to us.
Not to us. But that's okay. We do it anyways.
Probably.
I do it anyways.
I do it.
I do. It's always funny. Always funny. All right. Hey, we've got a fantastic show because we got lots of things to talk about our favorite subject, which is guitar gear and all kinds of that business.
What do we do on this show?
And Adam might stay for the whole show.
He might.
If we're lucky.
Is he still there?
You think
I'm
so?
going to try.
There he is.
So let's see here. We need to thank a few people. That's right. A big giant shout out to Nick Stillman down at Road, our liaison at Road, helping us out with all the great stuff. Fantastic equipment. We've said it before. We'll say it again. We'll keep saying it. And the cool thing is they're coming out with all kinds of great stuff that helps musicians in general. This isn't just about the podcast unit we have or the mics we have. They are really getting deeper into like content creator world for sure. And if you're interested in that in any way, shape, or form, and even just, recording yourself, they are the people to help you with that as far as equipment goes. So thank you to Rode for doing that. Also want to do a quick shout out to our friends at Pedals for Ukraine. We have been talking about them for the last couple of shows. We had Esther Lee on and Zach from Malays, who are both contributors to that. We would encourage you to go over to Pedals for Ukraine on Instagram, bid on one of the unique and often one of a kind, one time ever done type pedals, minimal runs, and all that kind of stuff. Tony, you got one of those, yep.
Yes. Well, actually, I got one of John Esterly's. He did a special run of Cyborgs.
That's correct.
Which were done in the Ukrainian flag colors.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, there's some great deals. I actually perused that the other day just to see what kind of cool stuff is there.
There's always new stuff. There's new builders being added, and the great thing is that those funds go directly to the three. They've chosen three charities: the World Central Kitchen,
excellent.
The USA for UN Relief Agency,
Excellent,
and Doctors Without Borders. So you will be helping people.
Yes.
That's a big thing, and you're going to get a great pedal out of it and supporting our local builder community.
Yep.
All right. Thank you guys for doing that. And I also wanted to share, this was a pretty interesting email. I got this from Gregory Randall. You are always the highlight of my week. That's a great way to start out a mail.
Yeah.
And so glad I can be a small part of this community. Gregory is an executive producer.
Yes.
I can say that once. Yeah. Main gear of choice would be my custom shop thin line Telecaster in a slightly relict Daphne blue.
Ooh. Is that a 72?
Daphne's such a beautiful name. Like
72
honestly,
or a 69?
if you're having a baby girl, you should name her Daphne.
Daphne, yeah.
Did we determine if it's a 69 or a 72?
It didn't. It goes through a JHS double barrel drive, a Boss Wazacraft Dimension C. Jared used to have one of those.
I still have it.
You still have it? And a Keeley Omni Reverb into my trusty orange Tremlord combo amp. I've been listening since the middle of 2021. Can't remember how I first heard about you, but I wanted to support you all because I appreciate your positivity, the great information, and because I hope my small contribution would encourage you all and help the podcast keep going. Well, it does, and we thank you.
Absolutely. Yes.
Thank you to the crew for the abundance of awesomeness and fun. Oh, and I really love the 101s. I've gone back to listen to them all, and the newest one on Gretsch is really well done. Also, please say hi to Adam John. What? How did he know? It was no.
Yeah.
He probably would though. Yeah, you guys hang out and
Tricky.
talk. All right, I'm done. Peace. On the journey together, Gregory. Thank you, Gregory, for sending that in. We appreciate you, my friend.
Thank you.
Always nice to share a little bit of goodness in this sometimes dark world.
That's right.
All right, we need to talk about what's going on in music worlds this week. Woohoo! We're going to start off with Tanya. And then we're going to talk to Adam.
Okay.
All right? And then we'll continue with the rest of us.
All right.
Go ahead.
So,
Tony.
Todd, I'm going to recommend that everybody, I think it's available online, but I was reading my Smithsonian magazine this month.
Of course you were.
Yes, with my pipe in my leather chair.
Yes, right next to a dusty old stack of Popular Mechanics.
I love Popular Mechanics. And there's an outstanding article on this tree that was in Belize.
This is riveting.
And it's called The Tree. It's known as The Tree.
It's actually known as L Tree.
No, it's called The Tree. In the world of... It's a giant mahogany tree.
Yes.
It was a giant mahogany tree.
Now it's a lot of guitars.
Well, it was logged in the 1980s, I believe.
Uh-huh.
They cut this thing down. I mean, it had...
Why?
They could tell, well, because that's what
rotted.
they did in the night. No, because
They're
they were allowed
jerks.
to. They didn't
they were
have-
allowed to.
Yeah, at the time.
Okay.
And it was probably the tallest tree in this forest. And it had a kind of a spirally kind of bark. So the assumption was that there would be some kind of grain, mutant grain,
Right.
when you cut the
And there
actual wood.
wasn't.
Well, actually, it was.
Oh, my.
So they cut this
I've got
thing.
the story all wrong so far.
They cut this thing down, and instead of it falling where they thought it was going to fall, it falls down into a ravine.
Oh, boy.
Now, we're talking this thing is like 12 foot around at the base.
Yes.
It probably over 100 feet tall.
Yes.
Jeez.
It falls into this ravine. They can't figure out how to get it out.
Because it's so big.
So it sits there
Yeah.
for probably 12, 18 years.
Oh. So now it's been element tested.
Well, I guess you could say that. So there was a gentleman by the name of Robert Novak who was specialized in exotic woods.
Yeah, I know him.
I know you do.
Your uncle.
He actually went down to Belize, and I mean, it was like finding a needle in a haystack because there was this legend of this giant tree that was chopped down.
Or
It
a
was
tree
just-
in a forest. I mean,
Yes.
either way.
and nobody heard it fall when the tree falls in the
Right.
forest. Does anybody hear? And after searching the forest, he actually
You
found...
took all that time to figure out the word searching? That's... Sorry, go ahead.
See how he is?
My bad.
I know.
This is what we have to put up with,
5-minute
folks.
story turned
I-
into
I-
2 hours.
Anyhow, he finds this giant tree trunk,
Nice.
wood, and spent the next couple of years figuring out how he's going to get it out of there and how to mill it and all this stuff. And he found out, basically worked with another gentleman, and they figured out a way that if they cut it into 15-foot lengths and then split it in half, they could haul each one of those partial tree trunks out.
Can you imagine?
I mean,
the weight
you
of
have to
that?
think. Oh, yeah. Well, that's why they couldn't get get it out the first time because
Yeah.
it weighed a freaking ton.
Yeah.
So this wood was. So they finally got it all out. They milled it. They had to go to this special steam-powered mill that was in Belize. That was the only mill that could actually cut it into lengths. And I think they ended up with something like 12,000 board feet,
Wow.
which is a ton of wood. A board foot is a 12-inch by 12-inch by 1 inch thick.
It's several tons, but...
Well, it's a board foot. In the world of guitar building, we refer to wood as
I get
board
it.
feet.
Yeah.
And so this wood made its way back into the West Coast as well as into Miami.
When did this happen?
This was? It would have been probably in the 90s, I guess, maybe early 2000s. And since then, it has been turned into some incredible instruments. I mean, most of the instruments. I mean, there's a couple of luthiers that have put them together, and they charge between $25,000 and $50,000.
Wow.
But everyone, I mean, Slash has one. There's a couple of others, but if you look at, I'm showing Todd a picture of the wood, this mahogany. I mean, it's like 3-dimensional.
It's a dream, man.
It's like a mega flame maple, except it's mahogany.
Yeah, and they sold it off at an incredible profit. I mean, they were charging, I think, $29 a board foot at the time, which normal wood was going for about $3, and people were paying for it. And
Sure.
I mean, there's
Adam, you would have paid for that, right? I'd buy a piece.
Absolutely.
I mean, you have to go to the Smithsonian site and look it up. I mean, these photos are just unreal. And there are a couple of profiles on some of the builders that are still using this stuff, but it's incredibly expensive to do. But, everyone says that it has, this magic sonic property.
Of course they
Better
do.
for that much money.
Well, I think so.
Magic
I mean, I think it kind of lends itself that, sometimes our eyes sometimes affect what we hear. But I'm sure
it's the story of the tree that
Yeah.
gives it the sound.
But, the tree, what causes figuring like that is it is a diseased tree. So it has some sort of infection or whatever, and that's what causes this crazy wood grain.
Wow.
But it's a really interesting article. I think anybody that's interested in guitar building would really find a lot of interesting things. So
What's the date?
this is in the, what is this one? This is the
Smithsonian Magazine.
Smithsonian Magazine,
April.
May
May.
2022.
Okay.
And
So you can probably find that online in some manner.
I think Smithsonian does publish all their articles.
Unless you want to
online.
borrow Tony's.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
All right. That was mildly fascinating. Thank you, Tony.
Thanks, Todd. Thanks for the
No,
vote
your
of
stuff is always better than
self-confidence.
everybody else's, so I can say that. Adam, what's going on in your music world, man?
All right, you guys are sitting down, right?
We
You
are.
ready for
I
this? Okay. So, I just officially changed guitar picks.
Whoa.
Found a new one that I like.
What is it?
And I'm sticking to it.
Pray tell. Tell us.
So, usually use the Tortex,
Orange.
the yellow one, the .73.
Oh, I like the orange ones.
So,
It doesn't matter. It's his pick.
I like orange too.
well, this has some orange on it. The one I changed to, so you might be happy. It's still a Tortex. It's the .60, the Flex. That is the triangle, the bigger triangle size.
Oh, interesting.
So I feel that I've actually found it this week, tried it out, and for some reason it just totally stuck. I love it. So
what do you think the bigger pick does for you? I mean, do you feel like it gives you a little more control on when you're doing notes or strumming or what?
Well, I feel like I have, I guess you could say more control. Instead of the pick kind of like spinning around a little bit in my hand if I'm not gripping it really tight, depending on what I'm playing, I just feel like I have more options with the triangle. Mm-hmm. So I have more grip space.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I have friends that swear by jazz picks, the little teeny tiny ones. I can't use those things for anything. I don't, they love them, but I can't use them.
Yeah, I've tried. They don't work for me.
Well, that's cool.
Are you are you holding your pick like in the up, kind of like uppish, like Vernon Reid did?
Yeah, I think I'm holding it pretty standard.
Pretty standard.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Point towards the strings.
I've tried to use the bigger ones, and man, I can't. It didn't work for me. But it seemed to go for you. You were like, hey, yeah, this is great. What was I doing all this time?
It was exactly. Yeah, I've been playing the other ones for years.
Wow.
And just randomly tried this one. I was like, wow, changed it for me.
So did you go and order like a big box of them or something?
Just a standard pack. We'll see how long they last.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, that's cool. That's a fun little thing. Jared, about yourself?
Oh man, buckle up. So I finally.
You're already sitting down. What more do you want from us?
You got to buckle up. So I finally got out a bunch of music equipment in my music room at the new home in Tennessee, and I got out the old Mutron biphase, and I hooked it all up. I had a couple of amps, so I did the old left and right thing, and I noticed that both the generators, which generate the phasing, the pots are not working right. They're all weird, and the one was doing that before, but I noticed both. So I said, oh man, dang it, I finally need to take this thing apart. So there's a bar in this room, and there's a light above the bar, and all the other lights are on except for this light above the bar. And it's a little can light up into the, what do you call that one?
Ceiling.
It's a ceiling.
Recessed light?
It's a recessed light in a little can.
Yes.
And so I changed the bulb, and it didn't work.
What didn't work? The
light bulb. So I'm like, daggone it, this is my new home. I got to fix it. It's got to be right. So I get a chair, and I stand up, and I try to change it again.
Where did you find a chair that you can stand up
It's
on?
a stool, actually. And it did crack,
He
by
tied
the way.
one to each foot.
I pretty much. And the seat was cracking, too, because I'm a big boy. So I changed the light again, and again it didn't work.
This.
So I took the light bulb out, shut the lights off, and I took it all apart. So I had this can hanging from the wire from the ceiling, and I'm just inspecting it, and I'm like, well, everything's hooked up, all the wires and everything. And I saw this little fusey thing outside of the can, and I take that apart, and it broke, and it came unsoldered. I was so mad, and I had to get my soldering iron and put it all back together, and I'm sweating.
While you're on a stool?
I'm sweating because I'm in this funny position, right? Because the ceiling is on an angle, and I finally get ready to put it together, and I turn the switch, and it doesn't work again. And I'm so upset. And the screws are falling down on the bar onto the carpet, and they're missing. It's just a nightmare.
So angry.
Sweating. My shirt's all wet. I can't get this.
Well, it's hard to eat chicken while you're fixing this. That's the problem.
The light won't work over the bar. I can't fix my biface. So I noticed that there was
Wait.
No. I noticed there was a Brandon Wallen sign against the wall, and I moved it, and there was a light switch for that light. The whole time there was a damn light switch for the light, and it worked the whole time. And I had it all apart, and it's still not put together right. And I still have not even opened up my
So you ruined the light.
I didn't. I just have to. I put it in backwards so the light won't point back down to the bar because it's on an angle on the ceiling. So yeah, I haven't even opened that thing up to. I think I'm gonna have to replace the pots in that.
In the light?
In the
biface.
Biface, yeah. That's not gonna be easy.
Huh.
So there you go.
That is a story.
It is, and it's true.
Todd,
Very frustrating.
How about you?
I don't know how I can
Can you
follow
top
that
that?
up. I'm pretty sure I cannot. I can. In fact, I have something here to do that with. This is, I'm holding something up right now.
It is
This is, okay, I had a little bit of credit on Reverb. And I just went snooping and browsing around, and there's this maker that I've seen on there for years. And I might be saying it wrong, but it's Dongeomac. Or it's like Dongeomac. I don't know what Dongeomac means.
Isn't this ties in with Jared's thing, because isn't that just an electric junction box?
Well, it is an electric junction box, and so he puts his pedals in like boxes that you can go buy at like Home Depot and stuff. I mean, I'm assuming that's where he is. Pretty heavy duty. Like that's like bent steel. That's not. Nothing is gonna do. No harm will come to that. You could probably throw it off a building and nothing's going to happen to that thing. Anyways, for whatever reason, I've seen these for ages and ages. And he just does like a one-off, like the paint scheme thing. And he does a lot of famed circuits in here. And this one is his version of the Color Sound Jumbo Tone Bender. Ooh. So I was like, yeah, why not? It's like $70. So, and I had the credit covered, so it was like,
how's it sound?
It sounds cool. And it's not all like, it's not all messed up or anything. It's like, click it on, it sounds what it's supposed to sound like.
Wow, that's what you can.
I would like to add one more note to mine about that biphase. Even though I'm sorry, I'm going to go back to that because I want to plug one of our past guests.
So anyways, I really like this pedal.
Forgot his name. What's that pedal? The one that I have to have at the end of the chain?
The what?
The
P2,
what pedal is that?
I don't know, but this is nothing short of
I don't care about that.
Amazing.
I'm trying to
right
think
now.
of what I had that.
Yeah, well, anyways, so if you go to Reverb, you can check these out. He does all kinds of new ones, and he copies. He's like, hey, this is a version on the MK2, or the Super Fuzz, or he's done all kinds of different ones, and they're all in these little junction boxes, and they're all sub $100, and
nice.
It's pretty cool because it's like hand painted. They're one off. This one is black with yellow spray spreckle paint all over it.
Yeah,
it's kind of fun.
Antique-y kind of thing.
Anyways,
just erase that crap that I said.
I can't. We talked over it. All right, hey everybody, let's find out what is next.
Happening in your music world this week?
No, we already did that.
Version 2.
We're gonna be heading over to something really, really cool. My friend, you have been a long time listener of the show, and you've been privy to all the cool gear that we talk about. I'm willing to bet that you are one of the smart cats out there that has maybe dipped his toe into the world of tour gear patch cables. Is this true?
It is true. I've definitely dipped my toe in that water.
Nice water.
Yeah.
I love that dirty water.
Yeah. So what'd you think? Give us your review on them real quick.
Oh, they're great. I mean, they save you so much space on your board. The quality is awesome.
Nice.
You don't have to worry about those things falling apart. They're great.
Yeah, I don't think you get any arguments from any of us. I mean, that's the one thing. In addition to space saving, I think they're extremely affordable.
Yeah.
And I understand that if there's a certain code that you can put in, Todd,
Yes, there is a certain code
to save even more money.
Indeed, and that is. Don't you guys remember? You should know it by heart by now.
I think you just type in.
It's just the guitar knobs.
The guitar knobs, all
all
one word.
lowercase, all one word.
Save you 10%.
That's right. And Adam, did they arrive quickly?
Yeah, super fast, actually.
Were they packed nice? Were they all signed?
They were.
Yeah, lovely.
There you go.
All right, go get yourself some in all kinds of shapes and configurations. It's fantastic stuff. Thank you so much to Tour Gear Designs for sponsoring our 4 on the Floor. Jared.
Nah.
Do it.
No.
Jared, do it.
I'm still trying to remember the name of that pedal.
Yeah, don't do that. Just do this.
No.
Yeah, you got to. Hey, Adam's waiting for it.
I don't wanna do this.
He paid for it. He's waiting. Can't you see him? He's sweating bullets. He's like, if he doesn't say this, I'm leaving. Better, you can do it. You can do it.
Come on,
Let me
Jerry.
get a little bit of this.
All right, we'll take it.
1, 2, 3. 4 on the floor.
All right, Adam Johnson, Grand Poohbah.
That's right.
Please share your 4 on the floor with us.
Alrighty, so my first pedal for 4 on the floor is going to be a Keeley fuzz bender.
Ooh, the white and orange one,
Yes. Yeah, I love that thing. So I think the best thing about it is the EQ and the bias control. So you have a lot of options for your fuzz tone. You can totally get it completely Velcro-y if you want by cranking that bias, or you can turn that down and get kind of a lighter fuzz. So I find it pretty useful.
Nice. I bet if you have it all the way down, you can get into just kind of overdrive-y to
Exactly,
sound,
yeah. It could roll your volume down on your guitar a little bit
Nice.
as well. So
Right on. What's next?
So next for me would be I call it Ryra. It's probably it's Rockier repaired amp. They're clone.
Okay.
So haven't played an original clone, but once I got this thing, it's awesome. I feel like it really keeps your sound of your guitar still there. But I do crank the gain pretty far up on it. So I don't really use it as a boost. It's more of really pushing
Nice.
the gain on that.
So do you use it to push other pedals, or is that like a color pedal for you?
I guess kind of maybe like a color pedal. Like I use most of the gain from my amp, but it pushes it just where I want it.
And what was the name of that again?
It's Rockier repaired amp, so it's RYRA.
RYRA clone.
Yep.
Okay. That's that, and I imagine that was. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen. All right, gotcha. This has almost like an Art Deco version of the Archer on the front of that. It's kind of interesting. It actually reminded me of the Cattle and Bread Echo Rec.
Oh yeah,
With the same kind of artwork on it, and it's gold too. So interesting. So you really dig that, and that's a crazy good price. Those are sub $200 pedals, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Awesome price for it.
Nice. Do you know? Does it have any modifications? Like, is the volume boosted? Is the drive boosted, or anything like that?
From my understanding, it's like a pretty much straight ahead clone.
Okay, gotcha.
So I don't think they've done too much to it.
Interesting. All right, the Ryra RYRA clone KLONE. So they skipped clone and just said, no, it's just a clone with a K.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. What's next?
So next for me would be just a simple Phase 90. I like phasers, man. I don't know what to say. I found the Phase 90, stuck with it, and works for me.
Yeah, man.
Is that like a vintage one or?
No, it's not a vintage one. Just I think a few years old, the one that I have. But
Yeah, that's Mick Ralph's sound of the 70s of Bad Company. Yeah, that's what he used.
Yeah. And
You wouldn't know, would you, Todd?
and Eddie Van Halen and some
A couple of other new names.
a few others. But lead with obscurity. That's what I say. Do you use the phaser in an always kind of like just barely there, always on, or
no.
like
When I
full
do
on?
use it, I definitely go full on.
Cool. Okay, that's
Yeah.
right. And what's number 4?
So number 4 is a Boss TR2.
Okay.
Pretty basic tremolo, but again, it checks all the boxes. Works for me. That's something that I actually do when I do use it. That's cranked up too.
You mean the effect of it? Because that doesn't have a volume on it, does it?
No, so it's just like the full effect. Almost all the knobs turned.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it just has
Cranked up,
just
so.
rate and
Yeah,
depth.
that's the way I use to punch in on a couple of our tunes. Like I want a full on helicopter chop.
I think
Square
paired
wave.
actually with the paired with the fuzz bender. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, that probably sounds really, really cool. You could probably sit on that so it doesn't actually sound like a punch in, but just like just like a back sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat. Right on. Well, that's a nice little setup. What kind of pedal board are you using, by the way?
I'm using the Temple Audio, the Duo 17.
nice.
And have you always, has that been like your go-to, the Temple?
No, actually, I switched to that probably a couple months ago.
What made you switch?
More pedals, adding more pedals. Yeah, I needed the room. Plus, I thought they looked good. So,
And do you use the plates that you're supposed to use on them, or do you just zip tie them down?
I actually just use the regular dual lock,
Okay.
just like any other pedal board. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, the Temple, those, I mean, I know that it was a really unique idea and certainly a way to absolutely secure them, those little metal backers that kind of fit the holes like Legos. But I actually got a pedal that had one stuck to it, and I mean, I almost broke the dang pedal trying to get that thing off. I was like, this is crazy pants here. I mean, unless it's like, nope, that's the board. That's not going to, all my pedals are going to go on this board for life, then go for it. So yeah, and the dual lock is a really nice alternate to the Velcro.
Yeah, I agree. I never really got it at first, and I switched to that out of the Velcro. And I was like, makes sense. I get it now.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. And what's one really nice thing about the Temple boards is that they're super, super light.
Yeah.
Crazy
They are.
light. Good for gigging. I'm actually got my eyes peeled for something maybe new in that realm that doesn't weigh a ton, a little bit smaller than the one that I was using for the tone snob wedge for a long time. But anyways, maybe I should check one of those out and throw some dual lock like our friend Adam. Why not, right?
You should.
All right.
Do
Well,
it.
thanks a lot for sharing that with us. We want to find out a little bit more about Adam, what makes him tick, why did he raise his hand and say, yes, guitar knobs, you guys, and probably a lot of others too. So Adam, you are you a pretty active guitar player?
Yeah, I'm mostly kind of just like a bedroom player right now. In the past, I was in bands and such, but now it's just kind of like for fun thing.
Yeah, it is. I can honestly say it is one of the toughest things to book gigs in other people's bedrooms. That is, they're not really receptive to that, I find. At least me. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, but it's limited space too. You
limited
can't get a lot of
space,
people in
it's
there.
an audience of one usually. So
Yeah, my wife's not into it. I keep trying to play, but she's like, I don't want to see this concert at all.
I've seen this. This is going nowhere. So let's learn a little bit about your gear first. How about that? Since we're all talking about gear, cool stuff. What is your rig du jour?
So the main rig I'm using right now is it's a Marshall DSL 1 head.
Nice.
So that's a 1 watt, and I've got a Black
That's
Star
a 1 watt head.
Yeah,
It's a bedroom, man.
I didn't know about that.
yeah. It's so I can definitely get it to break up at a fairly low volume. So that way I'm not getting in trouble.
What kind of what kind of cabinet do you play that through?
It's just a Black Star 1x12. I actually never opened it, so I don't know the speaker in it. But
All right. Well, that's cool. As long as the sound you're getting out of it you like, it doesn't really
it works
matter.
for me, so I've never bothered to change it.
How about guitar?
What was your first guitar, man?
Ooh, my first guitar.
We're talking about his current rig. That's a different thing.
Rig.
You gotta wait.
Hold on.
Gotta wait.
Hold on, Jared.
Hold
Never-
thine
I'm holding
tongue.
him back.
Have a valid question
I'm holding
on
him
the
back.
show.
Hold him back. Let's start with your current. What's your number one?
Lead you astray.
My number one is a Reverend Double Agent OG.
Nice.
Oh, isn't that what you have, Jared?
Yeah, I've got that one, and I have the
Just that
Rick
one.
Vito.
Yeah. What color is it?
No, I have a 6-gun. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're a 6-gun. Okay.
It's like it's the green. I think it's like Alpine, I believe.
Okay.
That's what they call it.
What
So-
what drew you to that particular
Does it
guitar?
have a rail hammer pickup in it?
It doesn't. It's got the just their branded humbucker and P90 in the neck.
Nice.
Yeah,
So-
those are great guitars. I mean, I've early on when they were still making them in the United States, I had a Reverend Spy, which I thought was just a cool guitar. But then they introduced their import line, and I mean, I honestly can't. I've never seen one that has finish flaws or anything. I mean, they're just well-made guitars.
They're set up in the USA.
Yeah, they do.
The new ones are, and they're just as good. They're lighter too than the old phenolic bodies.
Yeah.
And they sound brighter too. But
No, that's a good choice.
yeah, owner and the founder are cool dudes. They're approachable people too.
Yeah. So
Nice.
so what you were looking? I'm just curious. What made you get that?
I pretty much went on looks, to be honest. I was looking at a few other guitars, and this one just kind of caught my eye. Tried it out, played great, sounded good, so that's all I needed.
Yeah. Well, it's a unique shape too, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Lots of little doohickeys on there to play around with.
Doohickeys.
Yeah, the bass contour. Actually.
that's
what
a-
they're known for.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. So you got the OG style or the W?
The OG.
Okay, right on. And for those of you who don't know what that is, that's it's like Telecaster controls,
Yeah.
and sort of like an offset, very round Telecaster. It's like a cross between it's like a Telepal. It's like an offset Telepal. Is that fair? What do you think, Adam?
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's like just someone left it out in the sun too long or something.
Maple. Did you say it had a? Did we go talk about the fretboard details? Is it a maple or a roasted maple or rosewood?
It's the roasted maple.
Rosewood.
Ooh, nice.
Roasted maple. Yeah, I've got one of
Yeah.
those. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yep.
Right on. So you have number 2, or is it? Tell us
that
about
one.
your other guitars. Let's do
Yeah.
that.
So right now, one other guitar. It's an Arbor. That's like a Les Paul style. Every time I come across one, I pick them up. I know they're it's like an import copy. I think they were kind of a little bit bigger in the 80s.
They were old. Those are old copies, man. That's kind of cool. You
Yeah.
still have one.
Yeah, so they're nice and heavy. Play good. I like them.
It can be
You
used as
prefer a
a,
heavier guitar?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. The Reverend's not that heavy, but
Does it sound good? The Arbor, does it sound good?
yeah, I think it does.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had a couple of them, so I got that Les Paul style now.
Right.
Previously to that, I had one of their Flying V styles.
Cool.
Interesting. And what kind of music do you tend to lean to?
I lean more towards kind of the stoner rock type stuff. So
Thus your Instagram handle.
Like
Yeah.
Fish.
Yeah, like Fish.
Yeah. The band.
yeah, just like Fish. Yep.
Yeah. No, I think more like desert
Yeah.
stoner, not hippie stoner.
Oh.
No, yeah, more of the desert stuff. Like
Okay. Sorry.
yeah, like I like to say like low and slow.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Kind
there
of
was a
thing.
difference.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. Okay. Are you Caius or are you Queens?
Oh, that's tough. That's tough for sure. Because instrumentally, I
Yeah.
prefer Caius.
Oh.
But I think the vocals are better with Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah. Okay. And if anybody out there is like, what's a Caius? What's a cool Queens of the Stone Age? Josh, the lead singer's his previous band, Caius, was one of the early risers of that sort of SoCal desert stoner genre.
Yeah.
Neato. So how did you fall into? Well, first, and actually, let's dip into your involvement in the guitar community right now. You are a Grand Poohbah, which means you are the highest level supporter on our show. But aside from that, most people at that level aren't just isolated by themselves, nothing else going on. Tell us about how you've connected with the community.
Yeah, so I really try to participate in as many like forums and stuff that I can. Obviously, a lot of Instagram stuff. So seeing all different pedal boards and all the new things and everything coming out. That's probably mostly it. I try to keep up on everything that I can.
What tends to grab your attention and excite you the most when you're looking around in the community?
Well, I think the biggest thing about the community is how supportive everyone is. It's real surprising, especially when you guys will have a builder on, and they'll mention another builder that's well known that's helped them out. So that's just awesome to see that, where there's no trade secrets and everyone's kind of willing to help each other.
Yes. Yeah.
So
that's 100% true. And it's cool because it's something that we never get tired of hearing, but almost everybody that comes on the show echoes that. So to those people who might be new to the show, new to the guitar community, maybe you're just starting out playing guitar, or maybe you've found the show because you're obviously listening right now, and you maybe not have been connected. I guarantee you this is a community, especially our audience. I can vouch for our audience. I can't vouch for anybody else's, but I can vouch for our audience that, when you start commenting on people's posts or, just joining a stream of consciousness within, like Adam, like you said, like within a forum or whatever, people are nothing but helpful. They're responsive, and I really have not seen too much of any nonsense. Any kind of it just makes you feel welcome, and that's hard to do in today's society. I mean, it really is. I mean, we're more and more isolated. So this is it's a great place to be able to feel like, hey, I'm at, whether you're digitally there or in person, I've got people that I can associate with it that are like-minded, and I think it's a good thing to have.
Yeah.
So you mentioned forums and stuff. What like are there any special ones that you actually spend a lot of time on? You want to share with the audience?
Probably like the guitar pedals subreddit. Okay, I would say that one's got exactly what you're talking about. Like everyone's sharing and being helpful. Mm-hmm. A lot of people will come on with questions that may seem like a noob, I guess, for lack of a better word, thing, but everyone supports them.
That's
no one's giving anybody a hard time.
There's a lot of good stuff on Reddit for guitars. For if you haven't dipped into Reddit, it's worth a gander, especially for the guitars and pedals stuff. You can really get deep into specific things that you like, especially if you have a particular guitar you love. Like if, let's say, like you've got a BC Rich. Oh, you're going to find people who love BC Riches too. So you can hang out and have a little digital party there.
A digital party.
Yeah, exactly. Do you have any builders in particular that you are especially fond of or that you're hoping to maybe get gear from at some point?
Yeah, so there's definitely some builders that I think their pedals look great. I've yet to try them, but I'm sure they sound good. Since I'm kind of into the doom and like stoner rock stuff, Fuzz Lord effects. Mm-hmm. Waiting to pick something up from them. I think it's great what they're doing. The pedals look really cool.
He's really active and helpful in the community too. He shares out a lot of what he's doing.
Exactly.
We actually been in contact a few times, like, let's do the show. And he's like, yeah. Well, it'll happen at some point, He's not going anywhere.
So let's go back to the very beginning. How did you get started with music and guitar playing in general?
Yeah, so music really started when I was younger. I used to go to a lot of classic car shows. So my stepdad rebuilds hot rods, restores them, and everything. So I'd always spend every weekend at those car shows, and you have obviously.
Wait, what does he build?
Hot rods. Why did I say that one with a Boston accent?
No, but you gotta get. I mean, that's a gimme right there, right? Hot rods.
Yeah. I guess it only sneaks in there once in a while. I don't know. But yeah. So the whole hot rod thing is obviously all the songs about cars. I mean, you got Beach Boys and stuff like that. So that made me really kind of start being aware of music and that culture. From there, I actually met another kid at the car show, was about the same age, and skateboarding. He introduced me to skateboarding. So from there, obviously turned into all the music with that.
Do you remember what were some of the initial ones that you got into? It's interesting to see when people get into skateboarding what they gravitate to, because there's like that's a whole other thing. So I did the same thing. So I'm curious to know where you went.
Well, I was really what kind of stuck out to me was more like kind of, I guess you could say like the punk end of it, punk hardcore stuff. So like Black Flag.
Yep.
Things like that, whether it's just from seeing people in skate video wearing shirts of like other bands. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, what's that? So I'd try to do as much research as I could at the time.
Yeah.
And that led me obviously down the rabbit hole for that.
Very cool. Which then graduated you into?
I was definitely part of kind of like that new metal scene.
Okay. Lots of wristbands.
Yeah, so I actually started out playing bass. So the reason I did that was I was really into Korn. And like it was just blowing my mind how the way that the bassist was playing. Because I've never seen anything like that. So I picked up a bass and then played in a couple bands with that and kind of got jealous of the guitarist. So picked up a guitar.
Interesting. I got a funny Korn story for you real quick. So where I grew up in Costa Mesa area in California, when it was like, I think it might have actually been their very first show. So this little tiny place called Club Mesa, and we had just finished up with a couple of our other friends. Smallest stage you've ever seen in the world. And then these guys get up there, and they're all in like these like jumpsuits, you know, like
Okay, yep.
and they were all duct taped up and everything, and the whole thing was like, we're crazy. And the music was not like super awesome or anything. We're like, what the hell is this? Right. And they had to, you know, it was before they had cut their whole album or anything. So they only had a handful of tunes. And it was just like, we're like, what is this? What is this? And then they started getting more shows. The following one, at the time, there was this really cool club. It wasn't really a club. It was like a hall in this Italian restaurant. And at night they would do like, you know, like club whatever, you know. And at this particular show, there was a band called the Shrinky Dinks, which later became Sugar Ray.
Ah.
And they were opening up for this band called Korn. So you got Mark McGrath up there with this like handheld mirror doing like Morris Day in the Time kind of stuff. And then Korn. Well, the bass player of Korn, who you just mentioned, recognized me from the other show, and I was standing there, and he goes, "Hey man, can you do the lights?" And he handed me this little control box, like a remote control, and he's, "I'll buy you a pitch of beer." So I mean, yeah, go get the beer first.
Oh
So
my God.
He got a pitcher of beer, and I sat there and I said, I'm gonna time it to your playing. And it was really fun. I was doing the lights to go.
That's pretty cool. That's a cool story.
Is that on your resume?
No, it's not, but it 100%
You gotta put it
happened.
on there.
I don't believe
Yeah.
it.
Anyways, so there you go. There's a little corn story, everybody.
You know what they say about corn?
No.
Goes in-
Anyways,
goes in
I
corn.
knew you were going to go there. Why did I say no? Of course I know that.
corn.
Yeah. So let's see. So you're in the new metal scene. So you're a bass player, and then you move into. Did you just get tired of playing bass, or what happened?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I got a little, I don't want to say bored, because there's obviously so much that you could do with it. You could be on insane levels, but it just seemed like so much more fun playing guitar. Like to me, there's more you could do with it. At least that you would be able to pull out of a song and recognize easy.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be the point where like I'd show someone a bass line from a song that I know, or they might even know, and they wouldn't have any idea what it is. But if you play the guitar riff, they'll know it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, a little harder to do with bass sometimes.
yeah.
Interesting. So, what was the next leap into where you kind of transitioned? What is there any particular bands that were making you want that, or any kind of players and individual players that were really inspiring you?
Really, once I started kind of moving out of the new metal stuff, I really got into a lot of some of the bands from Massachusetts. Anyway. So you'd have like I guess you'd call it metal, like more towards metalcore, but like Killswitch Engage,
Mm-hmm.
Unearth, stuff like that, and that led me even deeper into the Massachusetts stuff, like Converge, and
All the Massachusetts guys go like, "Yeah, Converge, I love that stuff."
yeah,
Mass metal.
yeah. Yep. So Converge, Dillinger Escape Plan,
Uh-huh.
that style made me get into a little more like technical stuff, and somehow I stopped doing that and went with the stoner stuff as far as like slow riffs, slow heavy
Yeah,
riffs.
That's kind of
So
a
took a different
kind of
turn.
a left turn there, isn't it?
Yeah. I think what did it for
You
me
got tired
was
of being angry, or
yeah, pretty much. So what did it for me was The Sword.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, I got really into them. That's actually when I first heard about Reverend, because I know Kyle Schutt from The Sword has a signature model with them. I saw an ad for that, and I guess that's probably how I always kept my eye out for a Reverend. So when I saw one, picked it up, loved it, played it.
Right on. And So is he like a major influence? I'm assuming for you.
Yeah, for the stuff I like to play now, for sure. Yeah.
Any new stuff that you're really gravitating to that maybe other people might not know that you want to share?
There's another band, I guess, kind of in a similar vein. Actually, from my area again, so I keep dropping the Massachusetts stuff, but I would say Elder is great.
Elder.
Yeah, Elder.
All right. And is that like the stoner rock, or is it more like kind of East Coast metal?
More into I guess the stoner rock stuff. Maybe a little more atmospheric type parts.
Mm-hmm. Now, I got a question. When you started to get into like new metal, so to speak, at any point did you, assuming you kind of skipped past like Judas Priest and all that, that kind of era, did you ever kind of go back to any of that, like roots of this stuff, or?
At that time, at that original time when I was getting into like the new metal, not really, but what really got me going in the past, I would say, would have to be obviously Black Sabbath. I think that's where not only a lot of metal comes from, but that's kind of stoner.
Yeah, for sure.
Stoner vibe. So again, the riffs are slower, a little more groovy, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
So they're obviously a huge influence on that stoner genre. Pretty much any band that tries to sound like Sabbath, I like.
Yeah. In my first band in Costa Mesa, we did a show, and I said I really wanted to play this tune, and it was one of my favorites. It's probably my favorite Black Sabbath tune, Supernaut, and
yeah.
I learned all of it except the solo because I couldn't do it, so I was up there and I just kind of went. I had a little fit, and then back to the riff.
Can you play it today?
No, I mean I don't know. I don't know. I haven't played it in a long time.
Just learn it.
Yeah, I'm sure I could. It's mostly bends and wheelie 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 wheelie.
You can do
repeating wheelie wheelie.
You need plastic fingertips.
Yes, that's the key. That's why I couldn't do it. See, I had an excuse.
Tony Iommi.
Yeah. So that's cool. So you are now, where are you kind of now with everything? Are you still in that? Are you exploring new styles, or is your gear influencing what you're doing?
Well, definitely still in that genre, for sure. I just can't seem to leave it. It's the funnest to play for me. So I kind of feel like some of my gear doesn't reflect that, though. Because you'd usually have like really heavy fuzz, or you've got really huge loud amps.
Yeah.
Like the whole like orange thing, Mad Amp and stuff like that. But I do find myself using a little bit less gain than I used to.
Interesting. Is that just because it's too loud in the room, or you're trying to get more clarity out of your playing?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to get a little more clarity out of my playing, trying to broaden my horizons a little bit.
Nice. Well, good for you. Little John Denver will do that for you.
There you go. Sunshine on my shoulders.
Interesting, yes.
Or Michael McDonald.
Yeah. All right, so here comes the $1 million question. Tony's going to ask it.
And it may not even cost you $1 million. If you could have any piece of gear, what would you choose?
Let's say guitar first.
Yeah, guitar first. Let's go through the rig.
Okay.
Any guitar. Pick one.
All right. I'd probably do the Kyle Shutt, Reverend.
Nice.
His signature.
That's
Okay.
attainable.
Yep.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about if you were suddenly given a small satchel containing the famed
Bitcoins.
unobtainium?
Ooh. It'd have to be probably a Tony Iommi SG for sure.
Ah,
Nice.
the monkey.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. There you
All
go.
right. How about amps? If you could have any amp in the world. Big or small?
Any amp in the world. So, again, I keep hopping on the Kyle Shutt thing, but I know for a while he toured with this amp. I believe it was called like the Big Crunch. It was a one knob. Just volume. That's it.
Apparently, that's all you need.
Yes.
I can work that.
So I think it looked awesome. Anything with one knob just looks cool to me. So it'd be that one.
Okay. Dig it. You have a theme going.
Yeah.
That's for certain. Well, right on, man. So as a person in the industry that we're in, not the industry, but the community that we're in, rather, you have talked with, you've seen, you've heard, you've perused many builders and lots of friends. If I give you the floor, anything you want to share with everybody?
Yeah, there's actually, I guess, kind of like a little bit of a shout out to another Grand Poohbah, if I could do that.
Yeah, do it.
Corey Nigro, actually.
Yeah.
A little bit of a story with that. So I went into this awesome store called Guitar Pedal Shop in Plymouth, Massachusetts. I had one of my sons there. He's 2 years old, so he was acting a little crazy. But I had someone help me. Was very, very patient with my kid kind of being loud. So also gave me awesome advice on a couple pedals that I was looking for. Ended up picking up an EP booster. Later on, once I went home, it kind of clicked in my head that that was Corey. So I sent him a message, hey, thank you for so much help and everything like that. So it's just cool to meet another Grand Poohbah, especially one that's real helpful. So a little shout out to him.
Yes, the carpenter from Boston.
Yeah. Huge support of the show.
Good dude, man. Met him
Yeah.
a few times. Yep.
Yeah, so it's cool. It's cool to meet other people that are involved. And
Wouldn't it have been fun if both of you guys were wearing your guitar knob shirts?
yeah, that would have been cool.
Then you'd
Or
been
the
like,
fezzes.
wait a minute.
The fezzes would have been better.
Oh, yeah, it would have been probably embarrassing too. So.
Yeah.
Hence, it would have been better.
Yeah, and then there's another local builder from Worcester. It's Warlock Cabinets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's making really awesome work, especially again towards like that stoner rock doom type style.
I don't know what it is with the builders of those, like Atlas and Warlock's. Like, oh my goodness, they're using that mahogany from that Tony got. Like this insane, the builds that go into that. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's again like it just looks heavy, you know. But yeah, actually, I have a little orange Micro Terror, and I had him build like a head cabinet for that to make it look like a full size amp. So yeah,
That's
so
clever.
shout out. I thought that was pretty cool.
Is it like a little tiny tab of Velcro holding it in on the inside, or?
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you giving props to people out there. I appreciate you supporting our show and sharing your guitar life with the others that you encounter out there in the forums and on Insta and all that business. And it's we're honored to have you as a Poohbah, man.
Well, thanks. I really appreciate it. I think what you guys do for the community is huge.
Yeah,
So-
we really appreciate it. I mean, all of our sponsors, but it's just so nice to be able to talk to you and get a little more background information on you. So that's always good.
For sure.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Well, Adam, hop in the El Camino with us. We're heading over to Jared's house to pick him up.
Did you remember to put gas in the tank this time?
I did.
Very good.
Yes. And it's a bench seat, and it's just Jared. Jared,
You guys never cease to amaze me with the insults hurled at me about my
what are you talking
big
about?
fat belly that I do have. Welcome to the
not-
What
You're
does
not
that have
fat.
to do with a bench seat?
You are not fat.
Because-
You were just a big dude.
A monument,
You're
if
not
you will.
fat.
So come on in to the El Camino, my fat El Camino, to the sparkly world of Would You Rather.
That has been missed, by the way. I will say we've
Oh,
done a
yeah.
crap job the last couple times. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Not good. Not
welcome.
good. That was good. What we
Yeah,
did was
but
not
yeah.
good.
Oh, sorry, man. So you have a gig with your band, and it's a fairly pop. You know, it's a local gig, but it's a
It's a hopping spot.
it is, and it's a corporate. It's paying you.
So it's
paying,
not a bedroom gig?
It's not. It's
Okay.
a $20,000 gig
Whoa.
each. You each
Each?
get 20 grand.
Each
It's a pretty big gig, man. It's for
Dang.
it's for the county.
at the fairgrounds.
That's right. However,
Not our county.
right? So the big city, about 10 miles from that gig, is the Rolling Stones.
Oh boy.
And Ronnie Wood got sick and he can't play. Mm-hmm. So they call you up. They're like, "Hey, we lost Ronnie. We heard you were a great rhythm guitar player, and we need you to play for us tonight. But we're only going to give you like $100 or
A t-shirt.
$500 or a T-shirt, and we'll sign whatever." So, would you rather 20 grand with the band that I would say maybe 10, 15,000 people are going to be there, or would you rather go to the arena and play with the Stones for a few bucks?
Dude, that's a great question. That's a great question.
Because we all like money,
Oh, man.
but who doesn't like
That's
the
a
Stones?
great. Yeah, I love the Stones.
Do you like kidney stones?
And no, but they seem to love me. Yeah, okay. That's really tough. That's actually a really, really tough decision.
Well, yeah, because if you don't play your gig, you're going to piss off your current band.
Yes.
Lose out a lot of money.
Excuse me. I'll have another one, officer. And you're never going to probably get called back.
There's my mug. I've been looking for this for weeks.
You
It's
just,
right here this whole time.
just
Sorry.
pulled a
Go ahead.
Jared.
Go ahead. Tony.
I'm just trying to work this through the gray matter to see, because you're not probably going to get called back to the Rolling Stones again, but it would look nice feather in the cap.
Oh, what an experience. The crowd, are you kidding me? Looking out to seeing that many people. Oh my gosh.
Sea of people.
A
Looking
sea
over
of
to
humanity.
your left. Mick's giving you the old eyeball. Like, you better.
Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right.
That's correct.
Here I am, stuck in the middle with you.
All right.
I don't think I want to piss off my band, so I'm taking the 20 grand.
You gotta be kidding me.
You're not gonna play with
That's
the Stones?
dude. That's your jam, but like old '60s stuff. Dude.
If it was the Kinks, maybe,
The
or the
King-
Beatles.
the Kinks.
The Kinks.
Oh golly.
Well, the Stones are still there. The Beatles are half gone.
Yes, exactly. Half gone. Is Billy Preston still alive? Because he was the fifth Beatle for a while.
Anyways.
So it could be
Wow,
three-fifths.
that's surprising.
Yeah, well, I thought about it, because if if you're getting that kind of a gig, chances are the band you're in is pretty good, and you don't want to upset your other band members.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
will
they-
receive some sort of credit though, as the man who turned down to play with the Stones.
Oh yeah, that would definitely give you band cred.
Yeah.
Well,
So that's what I'm going to do. I would love to play with the Stones, but man, I think you got to stand by your band.
Stand by
Yeah.
your bed.
Boom, 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 boom.
okay. Well, let's see. Jared,
Yeah, I made that too tough for myself.
it's really hard. That's a really hard question.
It's difficult. I mean, yeah.
Lead guitar player in the local band, rhythm player with the Stones, no money, and then 20 grand with the local. It's tough. I want to play with the Stones, but yeah, I don't know. you kind of helped me make up my mind. With
That's
your
what I'm
logic.
here for, Jared. I'm here to help you make up your mind.
I don't know.
To make the right choice. Come on.
I'm gonna make the band mad, and I'm just gonna play with the Stones.
Okay.
I'm gonna ruin all that for a few, 3 hours with. I don't know. They're 70s, maybe an hour with the Stones.
But everyone's going to say, "Who is that giant man on stage?"
Yeah.
Amongst all the Lilliputians.
It's like an Iron Maiden show. There's Eddie.
It's how many.
It's Eddie.
You know how many YouTube hits I'll get to?
Man.
That's true.
Okay, let's see. Adam, how about yourself?
That's hard, but I got to stick with the band that I'm in. I got to support them.
Loyal.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Stand by your band.
I chose to do
Yeah.
the Stones to make it harder for everybody else to give balance to the.
Let's assume that I actually can play well enough to play with the Stones.
That's why I did say rhythm.
I got to do that. I mean, I love my band, and I'm usually the one who's complaining about, like, dude, don't miss the show, don't miss practice. You've got to make sure you have the date. Da 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 da. I am driving that. So this is when I say, you know what, everybody. Sorry, you.
Yeah, you can't earn your 20 grand tonight.
Yeah.
Hopefully your band isn't listening.
If we're
to
that
this,
good,
Todd.
if we're that good, and we're each getting 20 grand that night, we'll get 20 grand again. That's the way I look.
Wow,
At it. Yeah.
that's kind of
That would just be so epic.
You've been in the industry too long.
Oh yeah, I'm so deep in it.
Well, it's like, the dream of a baseball player playing in the major league. I mean, it's close to impossible.
Yeah,
So
that's a tough one. Did you come up with that, Jared?
I did.
That's amazing.
Right off the bat.
All right. Well, speaking of right off the bat,
cuff.
Tony, why don't you got a few people to thank here.
You know, Todd, at this point of the show, there's a special group of people that we love to thank. These are our executive producers. And as we talked a little bit about earlier, an executive producer helps make the podcast possible. It's really quite that simple. You might want to know how you can become an executive producer? Go over to patreon.com/the Guitar Knobs and check out a couple of different levels in which you can participate. Become a sponsor, a patron of this very podcast.
That's all you got to do.
There's some really great thank you gifts that you receive. But there's one thing more, Jared.
You get to have your name read on the thing.
Your name read on the thing, and that's
right.
what I'm going to do right now. So special thanks to these executive producers.
That's right.
Moon Guitars, Vader and Pedals, Drew Lopez, John Halverson, Rick Calhoun, Trevor Gunberg, Elad Mizrahi, Mike D, Richard Kendall, Mark Garton, Matt Hart, James White, Justin Jones, Anthony Gemolero, Bill Gola Guitars, John Esterly, Anthony Lathrop, Stefan Lamb, Michael Senchuk, Ken Sayers, Doug Christ, Darren Gregory, John Anglin, Tom Brazen, Rusty Sneeden, Ralph Gottschalk from Wonderful Audio Technology. What?
Yes.
David Poe, Don Kloss, Gregory Randall, Brett Hogarth, and new this week, welcome aboard, Mr. Eric Hemmer.
Aaron!
Welcome aboard.
Right on. Thank you so much for that.
There's more?
Todd, please. You know, I know you want to move along, but there's a very special group.
Who?
These are our Grand Poohbahs.
Oh, yeah.
We have to thank them twice as much.
That's right.
So special thanks to these Grand Poohbahs. Tommy Manasco, Ricardo Iguareda, David Kaminga, Brandon Wound Pickups.
That's right.
Hicks Matos, Michio Murakishi, Bob Crouch, Jack Cadian, Sam Jett, Tyler Rhines, Ellis J Music Company, John Williams, James Pennington, Adam Johnson?
That's right.
Hey,
I know him. Steve Keys, Cody Foster, Science of Sound, Brian Robinson, Jonathan Jerusik from 12th Hour Devices, Corey Nigro, Michael Van Zant, Tim Nowak, Jonathan Daly, Martin Cliff, Sean S. And Eddie Serratos. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Brilliant.
That's
I
right.
love it. Thank you. We we've said it a million times. Your contributions help so tremendously, and they make us feel pretty dang good. On that note, we want to say a colossal thank you to Adam for joining us tonight.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, it's absolutely my pleasure. Thank you, guys.
You bet.
And it was a unipedal that I couldn't think of.
The unipedal?
Unipedal. It used that for your.
It's a buffer amp.
It is. Use it for your phase pedal, your phase 90.
Okay. Well, whew.
Sorry
Glad
about
we
that.
cleared that up.
I finally I got it right in the nick of time
I appreciate
before the
that.
show ended.
All right. Now, Adam, you want to send anybody anywhere to go be friends with you online or whatever?
Yeah, just on Instagram, it's Foster Doom.
Okay. Done and done. Tony?
Head over to pickguardian.com. Check out some of the stuff I've got available there. Shoot me an email. Let me know what you need because I make custom pick guards. Let's pick some materials. Let's talk about pickups. Let's just figure out something that's going to make your guitar look, sound, and feel great.
You always do, buddy.
I thank you.
Right on. Jared?
Find me on Instagram. It's the big long name, jared.allen.brandon. Ask me whatever you want. I don't care.
Perfect.
Anything.
You can shoot me an email, Todd at theguitarknobs.com, and you can DM me on Instagram at Guitar Knobs. We'd love to hear from you. Send us your would you rathers, like that awesome one that Jared came up with, to pickle our brains and figure out what kind of crazy answer we will have. And be kind to your fellow people and reach out to some awesome guitar buddies out there. Have a fantastic guitar week, everybody, and subscribe!
Yeah. Good to be back.
Going
right now to get brisket.
Brisket.
I always buy extra.
I brisket a basket of green and yellow basket.
Who's that goober in the background? Oh,
I have a lot of
Thanks,
music equipment.
Uncle Chassé.
is bigger than yours.
okay. Two are on my list, and I keep forgetting. I gotta give them a call. How would you say that, Adam?
An oddball size.
That's the best you can do?
There's not enough. There's not enough R's. In
Come
there for
on.
me.
You see that?
Yeah, all right,
Close.
we'll work on that. You work on your accent there, bud.
See what you got into? This is what you pay
Look,
us
we
for.
we hired you to add color and to step up our range here, so we need your help.
All right, it's a wicked oddball.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now you're talking.
We're not in love anymore. I keep forgetting things will never be the same again.
Keep forgetting.
How you made it so clear,
Keep forgetting.
babe.
I can't take it all with me.
I like peanut butter.
That's what we call it in the industry, plus ones.
I call it plus shut your mouth like it.
Keep forgetting we're not in love anymore. I keep forgetting
Things will never be the same again. I keep forgetting.
My hemorrhoids are acting up.
Good to see you.
Are you just telling him all the things you have?
Yeah, maybe he's interested.
You gotta say that
I have a
part.
2008 Honda Element.
Yes.
I'll take it.
No, but you have.
I vacuumed our house yesterday. Now you're seeing all the dirty underbelly of what we do. Here we go.
I've got chicken
Don't
out
start
in the
that
car. I got chicken that's melting in the car.
Where are you? Hey, yo, hello. saying you can only stay a while.
All right, what has changed? Eric
And I
Hammer?
know it's hard for you to say the things that we both know are true.
Is that the only change, Senior Douchebag?
What? Yes. Twinkies are good.
You don't slap him enough.
That's why we have to sit on this
I
side.
don't know why he
Can't
thinks
reach.
that's.
No one else is showing up on my end. On
Burp,
my
burp,
end.
burp, burp, burp,
On
burp.
my end.
You didn't let us know that you are doing that. Jared was sitting here like, no, I got an extra piece of chicken in my car.
Oh, that's
Three
actually-
pieces.
Keep
I
it
got-
under the seat.
I have 3 chicken breasts out in my car I can bring in. We can all have chicken breasts, right?
My kids I'm driving my kids crazy because now every time when I fart at home, I go, meow. Like,
No, I like it. I support that.
they don't. Oh, golly. It's a little steamy in here right now. Yes. No help from the two little gentlemen on the side. Yes. We've got a thermal.
I were wee
thermal
little men.
index above us right now.
Let me get some of this.
Oh, man. What a wet diaper that was.
Boy.
Sorry, man.
Sentimental fool.
Sentimental fool. Got a hold on me. Okay. Well, that was fun.
Yes.
But diggy diggy ding dong.
Well, that's it for these knobs. Please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theguitarknobs. Visit our website at theguitarknobs.com for all of our past episodes, 4 on the Floor blog, and other good stuff. You can connect with us on social too at our Facebook page and share your gear and stories on our Facebook group. Also, be sure to check out our Instagram at Guitar Knobs. Catch you next time.